My name is Clay Corley, and welcome to the Clay Show. Tonight's special guest is John Maynard Keynes. He is an English economist whose ideas fundamentally change the theory and practice of modern microeconomics and the economic policies of today's governments. So here he is, folks. Give a big round of applause for John Keynes.
Well, welcome, Mr. Keynes. Wow, good show. It's great to be here. Oh my God, thank you. This is too much. This is too much.
Oh my God! So glad to have you here, Mr. Keynes.
It's great to be here.
Wow, economy. All right. So tell us a little about your background. Where you come from?
This is a big one. I was born in Cambridge, England on June 5th, 1883. My father, John Neville Keynes, as you will see here, very handsome man, was also a very famous economist, so I had a lot to live up to. But I did have very loving parents. My father did everything he could to help me become an economist. I had full scholarship to Eton College to start out my college education, where I studied and learned. Then I went on to King's College in Cambridge, which you will see right here. Very good, fancy college I went to, which helped me a lot. And there I became the president of the Cambridge Union Society and Cambridge Liberal Club.
Wow, that's very interesting. So, tell me a little bit about your theories. All economists have them, so just kind of give me a little summary.
Well, while I was at Cambridge, a man named, right here, Alfred Marshall, who's also another influential economist
And
there.
handsome.
He told me to come, he wanted me to be an economist as well. So, I worked on the probability theory. And as you can see here, the probability theory with the dice here. Like dice, this is what the theory is based on. The outcome of a random event cannot be determined before it occurs. But it may be any of the several possible outcomes. Actual outcome is considered to be determined by chance. So just like dice, you don't know what's going to affect it, but you know it's going to be one of the numbers on the dice. So like in the economy, it is impossible to predict when there will be a crash because there are so many factors that we couldn't determine. But we can try to predict several possible outcomes, but we couldn't possibly predict which ones would cause those to happen because there's so many factors to it.
Wow, John, those are some nice dice. So, have you published any books on this theory?
Well, the first book I published based on that was a book called Indian Currency and Finance. And it's a book in which I try to explain what happened in the Indian economy because it had a big crash. So I try to explain what happened.
Those Indian economies.
It is.
Wow. Do you have any more theories?
Well, this is one of my bigger theories, and maybe the most important, which is the theory of Keynesism. As you can see here, it is explained in my book, the general theory of employment, interest, and money. That's one of my bigger books I've ever wrote.
It's a big book.
And the main thought of Keynesism is the output and spending of money created by households, businesses, and government is the most important driving force in the economy, not the free market. This theory says free markets have no self-balancing components that lead to full employment. So Keynesism economists urge and justify a government intervention in the economy, and when they do that, the goal is to achieve full employment and price stability. Because when you get full employment, then people spend their money in households, from their households and government, which is what really gets our economy going.
Whoa, John. Are you telling me, is this like communism?
No. Because the difference between, well, I believe we can all be employed, starting by giving money to the rich to the poor. And when you do that, it encourages the poor to spend money, which is what really helps our economy. So, the government should also encourage investment and consumption. But overall, none of it can happen unless the state should increase its own spending and take steps to control the investments directly. Because without the state's help or the government really getting involved, we would have nowhere to go.
All right. Well, so, what do you do if the facts were to ever change?
Well, when the facts change, I change. What do you do, sir?
Well, that's a quote if I've ever heard one. Do you have another quote for us?
I have really regrets in my life. I'd say if I had one, maybe I wish I drank more champagne in my career.
Wow. Well, you've heard here tonight, folks. That was just some great, economists. Wow, that was awesome.
I realize it can get a little complicated, so if you have any questions, just raise your hands or anything, and I'll try to answer them the best we can. Does we know yourself pretty well.
I probably won't. Well, that's all we have here tonight, folks. I'm Clay Corley, and this is The Clay Show. You have an awesome night, folks. Goodbye.